Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today I'm going to be making a bracelet that has already been created, but it's been created on multiple looms, and so today we're going to do it on a single loom. Now the bracelet in question is, I believe, called the Galaxy, and the creator of it sells it on their eBay account, which their name is Chanbee 2012, CHANBEE 2012. So if you're not going to be making the bracelet, please check out their eBay site. You can buy it there. But as I said, ours is going to be a different technique. We're going to be using a move it forward technique, and it does look slightly different because when you make something on a single loom, you have certain restrictions. So there are going to be one or two little differences. So as I said, single loom, standard configuration, all the columns are going to be the same height. I'm a figure maker and I usually work with the open part of the peg or the arrow facing towards me, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I know that's a little bit alien for some of you bracelet makers, but that is how I sort of think out and work out my designs. So sorry if you feel like you're working backwards. We're going to be single banding, and that means you're just taking one band instead of two bands. And I'm actually using these new Rainbow Loom ones. They are the cylindric. I'm using a jet black. I'm trying to see what other colour I have. It's sort of a peachy frosted peach colour and a frosted pink colour. So I will be using those. We're going to start by placing the black band, which is going to be our primary colour, all the way down this first column. Now this is a fiddly design. It would be much easier on an extended loom, but obviously I'm not wanting to step on any toes, so I will completely respect the designer's wishes on that. Now we're going to get started. What we're going to do first of all is I'm going to alternate between the pink and the peach. Okay, and we're going to pick where we want these to go, but in the first instance, because we're doing the move it forward technique, this one has to come across to here. It's called a lead band, or that's what I've been calling it, a lead band. So I'm going to place a lead band in peach every other. I'm going to miss this top one. So on the second peg, the fourth, and just popping all the way down to the bottom of my loom, like that, skipping every other one. Now I'm going to go back to the top. I'm still skipping this top one, but in between those two peaches, I'm putting the pink. Like that. All right. Now, working from the colour that you have here, you will pick the same colour, okay? And we're going to place the band across from the third peg to the second, and then we'll take a black band and stretch it across in a cross from it. We're going to do the same with a black band from the center to the left, and again the peach color, because that's what we are using here, goes across the top of it. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way down, but remember you're going with a color that is on as the lead. So you start with your pink, then you go to a black, and you stay with the black bands and go across here, and then you take a pink and go across. Make sure you push things down. We need some room. Okay, and don't skip. You can't sort of just put a peach band and then go all the way down with peach. That's not going to work. It has to be in the correct order. Trust me, I've tried it. I've tried this a lot. And the order of the bands is very important, as is the looping up. And the last one here. Now, on the bottom, on each of these, we're going to put an end cap, which will be a single black band that you'll wrap around your hook twice and pop on the end of each of these pegs. There's our first one. Here's our second one. Here's our third one. Now the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a black band. I'm going to place a black band on top of the third column on each of these pegs. And I'm going to start by placing one here. And I know that it's not linked into anything, but if we don't have it, we'll forget to put it there. And that would be bad. So here, here, here. And it's important that it gets linked in. Let's twist that around a bit. There we go. I must say I quite like these bands. As I said, they're the new cylindrical Rainbow Loom. I'm not going to be putting a black band here, okay, because this one leads up to here and this one leads down. So we're fine like that. Okay, so to do the looping up, what we're going to do, we have to start, at the bottom here. What we need to do is this one, okay, is uncovered, and this one is covered by a band. So we're going to push down here, okay, grab the pink band and loop it up. All right, then we're going to dig down here and find the top black band and loop it up. So you've got both of them that are going at this diagonal. Then we come down here and find this black band and loop it up. And you see why it was important to put that there. It has to be trapped between these two bands, okay, these two black bands. Now we're going to come down and go past that end cap, grab the pink band and loop up. So do you see how this one is on the top, this one is underneath? That is quite important. Then dig down and grab the border and loop up. So we'll do that again. Make sure that you're holding this band so it doesn't fly, go anywhere. This is our first one, all right, and we loop it up, and you let your hook fly across the room. Dig down and find the top band, loop to the side. You can do this one next. And then we loop up. So the pink one first, and these are fine just like this. Get the top one, goes to one side, goes over, and the pink and the border. Oops, make sure you're just getting the black band. If I'm going a little bit too fast for you, just remember you can pause me. You also have the ability, I believe, with YouTube to slow down. If you go to settings, you can slow down the video as well. Move over here. Loop this all up. And loop that last one up here. Now what we're going to do, take a single black band, loop it through, pull this through to the back of the peg, take the top one over. Do not pull it too tight. You want it tight enough that it's not going to unravel, but you don't want it so tight that you can't undo it, because we will be undoing it. I'm going to do the same on this second peg as well. Like that, and we're going to take this off our loom. Please do it gently. We don't want broken bands. I'm going to take the first column off. Make sure things are pushed down. The last thing you want is for things to fly off the pegs. Okay, now we're going to turn our loom upside down and move these smaller base plates. So put your hook, the back of your hook in, move it forward. That's why we call it the move it forward technique, so that you have an area here that is free. We're going to do the same with the bottom one. Leave the big base plate exactly where it is. You don't need to be moving that. So let's move that bottom one like that. Then we're going to take this column of pegs that has nothing on it and move it forward, and that can now become column number 4. Okay, so what we're going to do for column number 4, we need to lay the bands. Now it's important that we get the order correct. So what we're going to start by doing is placing a black band on the very bottom of each of these pegs, and we've skipped this first one. The reason we've skipped it is this black band will come down to here and this black band will come up to here, and that's the end where we need to be. So we'll skip this one, we don't need it. So let's place a black band on each of these pegs here at the bottom. Oops, come back. And I'm going to place one here as well. Now what we need to do, and we do it from the top, we need to place the bands to go across to this peg. So we're going to start with the peach band, and the peach band that was our lead band, which is on the second peg in the middle row, comes up to the first peg on the third row. and then the black band that is on the first peg of the second row comes down to the second peg on the third row. So you've crossed them. Okay, put the pink band, and then you go back up here and grab the black band. These just stay here. The peach band and the black crossing band. And we'll do this all the way to the bottom of our loom. Pink band comes up and the black band comes. Now I have an end cap here, so we can take that end cap off and I'll show you how to do it. It's a single band that's wrapped around your hook once and twice, and you pop it on. That was left over from the other thing, I think, from another time. So we've laid our bands. Now the next thing that we need to do is actually lay a band on top. And you're going to lay the colour. Because this, for example, is coming up here, we still have one that's coming down. So picking the same colour, you're going to put a peach one on top of a peach. And again, it's not going to be linked in just yet. You're just going to lay it on top like that. Push things down so it doesn't go walk about too much on you. And then let's do the same with the pink. Put a pink one on each of the ones that has a pink band on it. And they are the lead bands. Starting from the bottom, dig your hook in and grab that pink band. It has to cross over first, and then we come back to this black band and cross over it. See how this one has got the cross black band over it? This one needs to as well. Then we go to the peach band and then the black band. Try and keep these so that you can still grab them, which I'm sure you will be. Pink band, black band, but you can see how it's linked in now. This is tied in, so it was important that we actually had it where it needed to be. And now the black band, pink band, oh, this black band first, cross that over. And make sure that doesn't happen. There we go. Pull that just back down a little bit if you need to. Dig down and find the peach, and then the black. Peach, and then the black. Now we're going to take a single black band here and tie this one off. Again, remember I said it was a slip knot, but not so tight that you can't undo it, because we will need to undo it. So I'm going to use the back of my hook and I'm going to take this second column off my loom. Again, making sure that we don't come off this middle column. gently does it, push everything down. Now we're going to turn this over, move our big base plate and move it forward so that you have this area here free, and you will move your column of pegs that is empty forward. Now, most important thing to do is to lay the bands all the way down, a single black band all the way down this column to the bottom of your loom. Now, when we've done that, we need to lay the bands. I want the black band first, and then we will have the coloured band on top. So the black band first, and then the coloured band on top. The black band first, and the coloured band on top. Black band first, push things down, coloured band on top, and you're forming a cross, okay? Please make sure you don't just go all the way down and do the black bands, because you will mess it up. It has to be in the right order. Here we do our black band first, push that down a bit, and then the coloured band, and we need to put an end cap on here. Single black band, wrap once and twice, and let's pop that on the end of this peg right here, like that. Now, when we loop this up, again we're starting at the bottom, we're going to loop the black band up first, so dig your hook down, grab that black band, and then this coloured band, dig down, grab the coloured band, overlaps it, so it's on the top, but then you have to also remember to do this little border, okay? So we'll do the black band, the coloured band, and the border. The black band, the coloured band, and the border. You can see a very obvious example of how things will be different. Here, this particular band is only getting hooked in by this black band, whereas if we were doing the double loom version, this band also would have hooked it in. So that's what when I say it gives a bit of a different look, that's exactly the sort of thing that I mean. I think it still looks pretty, but there is a slight technical difference. Okay, at this point again I'm going to take a single band, slide it through and make a slip knot, and the same here. Slide through and I'll make a slip knot just so that I can take this off the loom. Gently ease this off the loom. Please don't just rip them off. It scares the heebie-jeebies from me because I'm terrified that bands will break all over the place, especially when you have thicker bands and multiple bands on the same peg. If it's just one or two, it's usually fine, but when you have multiple bands on a peg, I have to admit it makes my eyes roll to the back of my head. Now, as doing any bracelet on a single loom, they're not very long. They don't go all the way around your wrist, and you have to do an extension, and that's why we have these little black tie-off bands up here, because we will do our extension. Alright, I'm going to get rid of my loom. Make sure my finger's not trapped in it. So there you can see it's a little bit different because you have this here, whereas in the normal one it's not like that. But I still think it's a very close replica. And then on the back here, that's how we have it, like that, which I think is very pretty. Alright, let's talk about how we're going to do our extension, because we have 5 columns here. Taking your hook, and we're going to use black bands to do this. Take your hook, you're going to undo that first one, okay, and put your hook through both loops. You're going to do a slip knot of sorts, take one over the other like that. Undo your next tie-off band, and again you're going to do the same thing. Put your hook through both of them like that. Take the middle one up and over, so you've tied a knot, and this is like a crochet stitch. You're going to take one over the other so that it's looped like this. Here's our middle one. Okay, we're not going to do anything with the middle one just yet. We're going to turn this around. I'm just going to put this loop on my finger to keep it safe. Undo the other side like that and take one over the other, and then do the same for the second one. Put your hook through both, the middle one up and over, and then the one closest to you up and over. So you have both of those like that. Now this middle one, we're going to undo the middle one, put your hook through one side of this band. I've got it pinched tight so that it's not going to go anywhere. Take your hook up and over like that. We're now going to swap sides, okay, so still hold this, take your hook out, we're going to swap sides, put your hook back through this one and find the other end of that loop. Come here you. Move it up and over like that. So you have all of them on that one band like this. And collect it together. Now, if you don't want a single band, if you want a double band, you just do it with 2 bands, and it makes it a little bit stronger. Again, if you want to do that, we can go through here, collect them all up on your hook, collect all the loops up. So I've connected all the loops up. There's my single band, okay, and instead you could just thread it onto a double. Sorry, my band-aid's coming off. Thread it onto a double like that. Now traditionally for an adult I will do 6 pair, for a child I'll do 4, so we'll do 1, that's a pair of bands, 2, 3, Oops, I only got one. Let's go back and get that other one. 3, 4, 5. I'll do one more pair. And again, I only got one. Let's go back and grab the other. And 6. Okay, and then I will put a clip on the end of this. Now you can use whatever clip you want, whether it's a C clip, an S clip. I have clips called the Q clip. I really like them. They sort of click into place, so I feel they're a little bit more secure. And I will show you one of these. I've got a clear one. See how they sort of clip into place. So I'm just going to grab the ends of my bands and slide my clip on like so. And I'm just going to hold that there for the minute like that until I'm ready to join it up. This other side, we're going to go through your end cap. Okay, go through your little end caps like that, and we're using single bands to start with. So slide a single band on and do it for each of these. And actually we can go one at a time. So slide your single band on and do your little slip knot. Go to the next one, slide your single band through it, do your slip knot, and then slip knot these two together like that. Turn it around. We're going to do the other side. Go through the end cap, pull your single band through and do your slip knot through the next end cap, single band, pull it through, do a slip knot and then slip knot those together, go through the center end cap, single band, pull it through. Now you're going to slip knot this one onto one end, and then if you remember, we're swapping sides, turning it around. Find that little loop that you left behind there and the other end of that band from the center, which is here. Slip knot them together. And again, if you want it stronger, if you want it as a double, all you're going to do is, instead of putting a single band through that middle one, you put a double band. Let's see if I can do that clearly for you. I have a double band. I'm going through the center end cap like that. Okay, here's my one end. I'll slip knot that over. I'm going to let go, turn my creation around, go back through there, find the loops, slip knot it over and reclaim. And so I've now got that as a double band. And again, I will do pairs. That's your first pair. Two, 3, 4, 5, and you can make it as long as you want. I try and do it evenly so that it's even both sides, and 6. Now when you attach them, make sure that these aren't twisted. You want them to be the same, facing the same way. So I'm going to slide my clip on here, take my hook out, clip my little Q-clip into place, and there I have my bracelet. Now, as I said, it's reversible, so you have one side here, and then if you flip it, you have this other pattern. I really hope you enjoy making it. This is, as I said, the Galaxy done on a single loom, or a version of the Galaxy. It's a little bit different. A version of the Galaxy done on a single loom. Take care. Bye-bye.